Hello, I'm Gila, and today with my friend we want to present our research on the aviation industry during the pandemic. Coronavirus impacts on the aviation industry. The new decade began with numerous countries globally shutting down their borders in response to arrival of the novel coronavirus outbreak. This was subsequently followed by the introduction of multiple restrictions and regulations that limited the free movement of individuals in an attempt to curb the spread of the virus. Now we have four tips that I will briefly talk about that. One of them is overview. The second was the impact on passenger aviation. Third, impact on air cargo. Four, impact on airlines and airport. And the last, public opinion. Number of scheduled passengers boarded by the global airlines industry from 2004 to 2022. The predicted number of planned passengers boarded by the worldwide airline sector in 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic was little over 2.2 billion people in comparison to 2019. This implies a 50 drop in worldwide air passengers volume. Worldwide air freight traffic from 2004 to 2022, following a period of relatively modest growth in the early 2010s, worldwide air freight volumes have climbed quickly in subsequent years, hitting 66.2 million metric tons in 2021. The air cargo market refers to items that are transported by commercial airlines or specialist freight business via air. The largest air cargo movements are in and between East Asia and the United States, with East Asian and American airports dominating the top 10 freight volume ranking. Airline revenue lose due to coronavirus. In the fourth quarter of 2021, it's estimated that airlines worldwide will have a revenue loss of over 82.3 billion US dollar in an accelerated U and L-shaped scenario.
Hello everyone, my name is Dushant Duraisamy and I will be talking about the environmental and technological analysis for Air Canada. Starting with aviation industry is all about technology. Unsurprisingly, Air Canada has started using artificial intelligence (AI) to improve its operations and customer experience. For instance, it uses AI for predictive maintenance for aircrafts and the use of machine learning and big data analytics to predict consumer behavior and growing importance of platforms over service providers. However, it is worth noting that adoption of certain technologies by consumers may impact negatively on the airline. For instance, the use of video calls via WhatsApp and other devices may reduce the demand for traveling to some extent. Environmental analysis. Concern for the environment is not new and it is serious. In Canada alone, air pollution causes thousands of premature deaths every year. To address the issue and reduce the impact of its operation on the environment, Air Canada is working with industry partners, local communities, and its employees. Air Canada has implemented a number of measures to reduce the fuel and energy consumption of its aircrafts, ground support vehicles, and facilities. For instance, its Dreamliner provides an approximately 20% improvement in fuel efficiency compared to the replaced aircrafts. This is all about environmental and technological analysis of air.
Hello, my name is Philip, and I will be talking about Air Canada's political factors caused by COVID-19. Air Canada, the largest airline in Canada, has experienced multiple political issues, with one of them being that the company gave out 10 million in bonuses amid bailout negotiations, stated in a CTV News article from May of 2021, instead of putting the funds towards securing jobs for workers. Top executives and management members received a total of 10 million of COVID-19 bonuses and special share options to help with last year's salary cuts. Moving on to Air Canada's legal factors. Most recently, Air Canada has announced what it calls the industry's most comprehensive travel testing option in partnership with Switch Health, which includes a portable self-administered COVID-19 test kits for passengers. All passengers on Air Canada can travel with the kit and test themselves while abroad prior to their flight to Canada to meet federal government testing requirements without the need to go to a foreign COVID-19 testing clinic. The newly introduced testing options will simplify the process of meeting test requirements by allowing passengers to do the test themselves, submit the results along with their records of vaccinations digitally.
Now for social and economical impact. In 2020, from April 1st until at least April 30th, Air Canada was operating a limited number of international air bridges between one or more of its Canadian hubs in the cities London, Paris, Frankfurt, Delhi, Tokyo, and Hong Kong, to reduce its international network from 101 airports to 6. Travel restrictions in 2021 prohibited foreign nationals' entry to Canada by air who have been outside Canada or US for 14 days. Exceptions to family members, compassionate reasons, and international students. Canada and the US have limited non-essential travel. International passenger flights coming into Canada must land at one of these 4 airports: Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, or Vancouver. And with all of these restrictions and rules that are put in place, it's hard for family and friends to see each other during the pandemic. Because of the COVID pandemic, Air Canada has seen a 73% passenger decline. Because of this, and among other things, there has been an operating loss of $3.7 billion in 2020 compared to an operating income of $1.6 billion in 2019. There was a net loss of $4.6 billion for 2020, while at the same time the previous year, it had been a $1.4 billion net income. Total revenues of $5.8 billion in 2020 declined $13.3 billion or 70% from 2019. The net cash burn was estimated at around $13 million per day in 2020.
Hello, my name is Nilafar, and let's talk about what will happen for aviation industry in post-COVID. Now is the time for the recovery. After COVID-19, the airline industry is facing massive disruption, and these impacts will be severe and long-lasting. While the previous 12 months have focused on pandemic response and contingency planning, it is now necessary to plan for the industry's future, a future in which consumer habits will change. But let's predict what will change. Let me ask, what will happen with business travel? Face-to-face meetings used to be seen as vital to a successful relationship building and to a successful business. So millions of business people regularly boarded planes to participate in meetings. But will business travel ever return to the same volume? No, I don't think so. Because we have learned to do our work and to hold our meetings remotely thanks to the COVID. Business culture has changed. While leisure travel must likely return to the normal soon, there will be lower demand for business trip and higher demand for air cargo while online purchasing from all over the world has raised. But please be more conscious as a traveler. I think one of the big changes for passengers will be the need to be much more aware of what travel restrictions may exist in other countries going forward, and what our responsibilities are to meet the requirements a particular country has in place. Thank you for watching us. Be safe. Bye.